everyone, and welcome back to the Social Media Decoded podcast, the number one podcast to help you understand social media better so that you grow your business, get more clients, and monetize. And y'all know I like to monetize. And so today we are going to be talking to my girl. I met her on social media, but then I found out that she lived close, and my cousin and her went to high school together. Y'all always know I got a story for how I meet people and networking. So Latasha, welcome to the Social Media Decoded podcast. So excited to have you today.
Hi, Michelle. I'm so excited to be here too.
Yes, and we are going to be talking about side hustles and monetizing our side hustles. So, Latasha, I would love if you could tell the listeners a little bit more about your story and how did you get started with your business?
Oh, yes. So I am the founder of Arts and Budgets LLC. I actually started my blog when I was pregnant with my first son, and me and my husband were like, let's start a side hustle. What side hustle could I do while I work from home? Because I wanted to be at home with my baby. So I said a side hustle blog. I had saw so many individuals making 10K, 20K with a blog. So I was just like a sponge. I'm like, how can I do this too and do what I love on the process? So we created Arts and Budgets LLC, which helps individual side hustlers and go-getters find the best and most profitable side hustles for them. And I also help aspiring bloggers and new bloggers turn their blogs into profitable businesses.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So there may be listeners who are listening and they're like, I have this side hustle and I want to turn this into a full-time business. Give us 3 tips for those people listening on how we can turn our side hustles into a full-time business without the stress, because we may be stressed, feeling like, can we really do this? But it is possible.
Right. So I think the first thing is making sure that you love what you're doing, right? Figuring out, is there a proven demand for this? Do I love doing this? Right. That's the first thing, because we don't want to get burnt out. That's first, because it can burn you out really quickly, right? And then setting up a schedule for consistency, because that is key. A lot of people start side hustles and they get in it and they're really passionate about it, but it's hard to stay consistent. So figuring out what type of systems are going to work. Are you a mom? Are you, what are the things that you're doing on a daily basis? Figure out all of that and then put that into a schedule so you can help with consistency. And then learning the logistics of side hustles. So that is learning about taxes, self-employment taxes, and things like that, things that people overlook in the beginning, I think is some of the top 3 things people should look into as well.
Oh, that's good, because those taxes, that will catch up with you. So make sure even if it's just a side hustle, you still have to pay taxes. So that was a good tip. So I know you said blogging, and I started vlogging back in 2009 on Blogger. I know you probably remember that. It's back in the day. It was
Yes.
woo. So then I moved to WordPress. So let's talk about blogging for a minute. I know there's people who are like, okay, is blogging dead? Do people still read blogs? What has been your experience? Because I know your blog has really been profitable for you. So how is blogging? Is it dead? What are some tips if people want to start a blog today that that they can implement?
Oh, that's perfect. So I always get that. Our blog's dead. Are people even reading blogs? And the answer is yes. When we go on Google and we click on, if we're looking for something like a recipe, when you click on one of the sites, it's a blog. And that blogger is probably earning money through display ads, right? So blogs are not dead, y'all. The way of thinking, I think most people think of blogging as maybe like somebody writing about their diary, but blogging is actually serving your target audience. So let's say I was a food blogger, right? And I was writing about vegan food. I may have a ton of vegan recipes on my website. And when somebody searches on Google, they might find my blog post, which can send traffic to my website. So I'm serving them, I'm helping them solve a problem, like how to find, different ways to make spaghetti as a vegan, how to make vegan burgers and things like that. So blogging is not dead at all. It is over so many people read blogs every single day, but they just don't realize that they're blogs.
Yeah. And businesses. Let's talk about that too, because I used to work for a hair and beauty brand, and we know that there are businesses listening. I know y'all listening,
Yes.
y'all see. So business blogs, how is that beneficial too? Because if I'm searching for, and y'all can search this, I think I have mentioned this before here on the podcast, but for this business, the business I used to work for, My Organics, we created this blog post and it was the best or the hot something about hot oil treatments. Okay, the best hot oil treatments for natural hair. Okay, so if you type that in, the blog post should come up number one, and that's benefiting
Mhm.
that business, because if someone is, and we know natural hair, it's a whole movement, it's a whole thing. So if they're searching for the hot oil treatments or how to do a hot oil treatment or a hot oil treatment, that business is going to come up. So what do you say to business owners who are like, I don't want to start a blog, I don't want to do this? I'm pretty sure it's beneficial for them too.
Right, absolutely. So even like entrepreneurs and businesses that don't have a blog, it is so beneficial for them because they can earn passive income through ads, and people can find their products and services naturally through Google if they really optimize for search engine optimization, which is SEO. That's the key thing, like finding these keywords that people are looking for in your target audience and writing these blog posts that they're searching for right now. And if they're maximizing for that, they can get if they're on like if they're with an ad management company like Mediavine or AdThrive. I think AdThrive just changed their name. I think, but like a company like Mediavine, that's who I'm with my ads. You can actually monetize that way and earn passive income every single day. So businesses that don't have a website, I always say get one. Get a VA or someone or writers to help you write the content, because you can actually earn money every single day passively through affiliate marketing and display ads.
That was such a good point that you made. I really think that business blogging is not dead. Blogging is not dead in general. I think that we need to rethink how we're reaching people with a multi-channel approach. And I know that you
Mhm.
also leverage Instagram. So can you talk
Yeah.
about how you leverage Instagram with your blog?
Yes. So I am actively on Instagram. So I try to post at least every day or every other day. Instagram is such a gold mine if you want to sell any digital products. People are asleep on Instagram. Like if you're consistent, if you are like, doing the reels every day, some of them could go viral. If you're staying consistent, just testing out stuff, looking at your analytics and insights, seeing what your audience wants and things like that, that's another platform that can actually help you open up and build a community of people and followers who actually start to trust you because they see you, they see your face, they see you on stories, they see you on Instagram. And I tell you this, for my course, Blog with Profit Academy, almost 80% of the people find me on Instagram. That's how like big it is. And it's like I have my email list too, but like almost 70 to 80% will say, I actually found you on Instagram. And I'm like, what? That's so crazy. But it's so true that, utilize the platforms while we have them for free. you know, but always build that email list, but utilize a platform or two to help build that business.
Yes, that was so good about Instagram. And I think many people, they think that cross promoting or promoting your blog, there's not a way to do that, but you can do that on Instagram. And another platform that just came to mind, because I know this is huge with blogging, before we get into one of my favorite segments of the podcast, Pinterest. Now, I know people
Yeah.
maybe sleep on Pinterest, but blogging and Pinterest go hand in hand. Can you give
Yeah.
us a few tips on how we can leverage Pinterest in our strategies?
Yes. So Pinterest is really big on search engine optimization too, like Pinterest SEO and Pinterest keywords. So the thing about Pinterest is now Pinterest is a little bit different than it was a few years ago. Pinterest now is focusing on creating fresh new pins every single day. Now it may take a little bit of work and I have my VA helping me with this, but creating about 3 to 5 fresh new Pinterest pin images for your post. I have over 100 blog posts on my personal finance blog, Arts and Budgets. So basically with that, we're making fresh new pins. She is almost like, and then sending them out for 2 weeks as a schedule. Pinterest is really big on creators creating those fresh new pins. Even if you could get one out, one fresh new pin for the next, from one different blog post for the next 14 days, it's better than nothing. They're also big on you being active on the platform. So you are pinning other third party pins to your boards. Remember, those boards are your gold mine, right? They are the things that Pinterest gets to know what your content is about. So if you're on Pinterest, the second tip would be create your boards, create 10 to 15 boards focusing around your target audience, and then start pinning other pinners, which are third party pinners, content to those boards as well, as long, with your content too, because that signals to Pinterest what your Pinterest page is about and who to put your content in, your content in front of. Okay. And then So staying consistent, make sure you're getting those boards and maximize and optimize those keywords. So look in the Pinterest search, see what people are searching for, type in keywords that are related to your topics and your niche, and see what other bloggers are pinning and see what is popular in your niche and look at those trends.
Oh, that was a master class. I hope y'all were taking notes because she just dropped major gems about Pinterest. And you might have been sleeping on Pinterest, but it's really a great platform. And I know I just picked up some gems. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to this so I can be like, okay, tell my, talk to my VA, like, this is what we're going to do. So thanks for those amazing tips because Pinterest, even Instagram, there's so many ways to share your
Yeah.
blog post to the world. And we don't have to just stick to one way. So I'm really grateful for you sharing all these amazing ways that we can grow our side hustles and also make money because that's what we want to do, right? We love our businesses. And I think you said that in the beginning. And I think that is so important, loving what you do. If you don't love what you do, people are going to be able to tell. I say this all the time about this podcast. Y'all know I love social media and marketing. So every day when I get to talk to people like you, Latasha, I'm so excited because we share a love for like marketing and social media and it's fun. And so I just want you all to always keep that in mind.
Yes.
But I want to talk about books or resources. This is one of my favorite parts of the podcast. So, along your journey of entrepreneurship and creating, your side hustle to your full-time gig, what have been some books or resources that have helped you along the way?
Yes, absolutely. So I had took a course called Fast Academy with Natalia, and she's my business coach. So she really helped me go to the next level with webinars and things like that. Like I had a hold on blogging and SEO, and I'm still learning to this day. Because I feel like we should always be learning. But Natalia's course really helped me get a sense of just digital products as a whole, and also marketing those digital products. It's a whole world that I did not know. I'm like, webinars, master classes, and all this jazz. This is a whole nother world, but it has absolutely helped me, promote like my course Blog for Profit Academy and do all those things. I also I was listening to a podcast. I don't know if you know Nicole Walters. Her podcast is a really good podcast too. Brown Ambitious, I think that's the name of it. Another podcast with the Budgetnista. I think that's the name of her podcast too. Those are just some podcasts that I have listened to as well. And a lot of them deal with, personal finance and things like that. And I really have a love for those areas and topics as well. And I also
Oh,
love
those.
Tabitha Brown too. I feel like her brand is really good.
Oh, yes.
I love her.
Auntie Tabitha, we love her. But those are some really good resources. Make sure you check out all of those podcasts. Those were I love the Budgetnista. I love her book too. I don't know if you've read her book, but it's a really good book. She has a really good
Yeah,
Facebook group. I've been a part of that for like ever. If
she's
you're trying
awesome.
to if you're trying to pay down some debt, follow her and follow Latasha because she will teach you how to pay down some debt too, right?
Yeah, yeah. I paid off $40,000 with the blog. So financial literacy is so important to me. Like absolutely, because I feel like we
Yes,
don't know enough about it.
we don't. And so I'm so glad to have you on the podcast to share these amazing gems of wisdom because that's what they are, gems of wisdom. So y'all have to go back and take some notes now. Make sure you write these things down. Some gems were dropped today. But this has been such an amazing episode. And before we head out, definitely, where can we find you online? And I heard you talk about a course. We want to hear about this course or anything else that you would like to share with the listeners here today.
Yeah, so you can find me at latashapeterson.com. You can also find me on Instagram at I am Latasha Peterson and on TikTok at I am Latasha Peterson as well. And on Facebook at I am Latasha Peterson. So basically all throughout the platforms, I am Latasha Peterson. And also my course, Blog for Profit Academy, is geared towards new bloggers or bloggers who want to take and turn their blog into a profitable business so they can earn passive income.
Oh, and we'll make sure to put all that information down in the show notes. Please check out that course. It sounds good because look, blogging isn't dead. And I'm sure that you may be listening and you're like, I want to take my blog to the next level and make some money. Maybe you want to pay off some debt. I know I need to pay off some debt. So we're going to be in this together. Okay, friends. So thank you again so much, Latasha, for coming
Thank
on and sharing
you.
this. And if you love this episode, make sure you tag me on Instagram at Michelle Thames and let me know what you liked about this episode today. Did you get any new ideas about how you're going to monetize your blog and how you're going to create your next side hustle? And until the next time, y'all, peace.